Song. Hello, everyone. Welcome to a somewhat impromptu indie showcase. So when I got the notification through that I'd been offered the key for this game. By the way, the game is called Endzone: A World Apart. And honestly, when I first looked at it, I saw the word survival and survivor, and I immediately went, probably not the game for me, because we all know how I deal with like survival mechanics and that. I generally don't do well with survival games, especially when they are sandbox. However, as I do with I actually looked through. I gave it a chance, thinking, it might not be, or it might be something. Just it grabs me so much that I can overlook it, or the survival aspects might be minimal. And then I realized, that city builder. Hang on, city builder survival. What? And I looked through screenshots and all the media, and I was like, oh, this looks like Frostpunk, only after a more of a nuclear radioactive disaster rather than I have no idea. Frostpunk. I have no idea the lore of Frostpunk, but basically this looks like took the sort of idea of Frostpunk and puts it in a more Fallout type existence. That's what this reminded me of when I looked at it, and I thought, okay, I'll request it. I do like the look of that. I actually want to give that a go. I do want to show that off. I received notification that I'd been offered the key just before my RPG Thursday stream. I was saying like, that's a bit of a bugger because I don't feel like I should replace RPG Thursday after the amount of times that it's been missed, just in general. It's also kind of short notice. And I don't know if that's changed much, but yeah, that's it. Thing. But I thought, well, I can't just put an extra stream after, in the evening, because I was doing the stream, and then I found that well, not found it. Then I realized, because even though Mal's not here on Saturday or Sunday, I had the SCP stream there, and can't really put it there either. I was like, you know what, I wouldn't feel right having that offer sat there until it wraps around to Monday. So I will, I thought I'd just, put it here, have a one-off. And it looks, good. And for people saying that my microphone volume is lower than usual, it could be because the new microphone is enabling me to speak at my normal speaking voice. Although saying that, yes, it is actually coming through quieter. Hang on a sec. I don't know. I actually do not know. Let's see if I can. I wonder, is that? Oh, that looks like it's done something a bit better. Oh, I know what it must have been. It must have been the last time I muted this. I muted this by holding down the volume down button because the microphone, basically, you mute it by holding down either volume up or volume down. So it must have been when I held down volume down, it actually reduced the microphone volume itself and then muted it. So yeah, need to try and keep it in mind. Although now people are saying it's too loud. And so it's fine. Oh, that looks like it's going too low now. God damn it. How about now? Oh, for fuck's sake. Maybe just one. Maybe just one down. This is a really... No, that's... Oh, for fuck's sake. There. We're going to leave it there. We're going to leave it there and, not touch it anymore. Fine, I'm just going to continue talking at my normal talking volume because I know this microphone allows me to do that. Might need to be just a little bit closer. But yeah. Yeah. So yeah, so that's the premise of today. It's a one-off. I'm not going to be doing My brain is struggling to exchange the words Friday and February, even though those are nowhere near the same thing. Friday streams are not going to be a common thing. This was literally because I'd been offered the key at a time that was mildly inconvenient to me, and this was the first available stream slot I could put up to show it off. So, this is why. This is why we have it here now. But, not much that needs to be done in the way of any updates. So let's just go into catching up with chat, and then we'll get into things. I have not even preloaded this. I probably should have preloaded this, but I'll reduce OBS volume just to be safe. Let's see. Hello, welcome, DJ. Sleep? No, I'm not going back to sleep. My body is not going to let me go back to sleep. Thank you for the contribution to the Malk Game Stream Challenge. Woodgren, hello and welcome. Rosin feeling bloated as heck. I kind of feel the same, even though all I've had today is a pot noodle. I don't know. Hello, welcome, Malk. There we are. That's wondering why everything's quiet today. So, literal wasteland city builder. Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much. Like, I don't know, much of the in-depth about it. I don't know like what the things are, but everything that I can see in it seems to have some sort of hint or nod towards Frostpunk itself. So whether this is the game, the developers, their own take on Frostpunk, or whether they're heavily inspired by it, who knows? But it does look good, and I am looking forward to it. Normally you sound loud around the 35-40% range. I don't know whether to say my laptop speaker's fucking with me, the audio is teensy too quiet today. Yeah, it's because microphone volume was lessened. I don't know why, because I've not actually messed with any of the OBS settings. No, I didn't even mess with any of the Discord settings either. To account for yesterday. No idea. Anyway, hello and welcome. It's fun to sound lower than usual. It must have been. I've accidentally lowered the microphone's volume itself. Need to keep an eye on that. Twitch player, I thought it was maximum. Generally same. The only time that I don't have my Twitch player volume at maximum is when I'm modding for 2 streams at once, because some people's voices on maximum is a lot louder than other people's voices on maximum. So I tend to find, okay, so out of the 2 people I'm modding for, who's got the quieter voice? Okay, you stay on maximum. The other person, you go down to about half. Tends to move around for some odd reason. My YouTube one does that. My YouTube volume slider keeps moving, which is why sometimes the intro songs are a lot louder than they should be, or a lot quieter. It's much better. Oh, no, back to normal. Good. Good. Hey, hello and welcome. Oh, Gosmears. I'm sorry, is the sound of someone being victorious offensive to you? Well, I don't care. I won most of the games I did last night. You can go fuck yourself. I already had my fun with teasing the wins when Scoo asked for coffee. I said no, I drank all the coffee. Only supreme winners of Uno get to play it. Get to drink coffee. I know I didn't win all of them, but I think I won enough to claim that I won the most rounds. That was fun. That was a lot of fun. I don't care. I did not care about the winning. Did not care about the winning whatsoever. I just cared about, having fun and fucking everyone else over, because that was hilarious. As it always is. Oh, Faye's not poor Faye. Faye's here, go boom. Speaker's broke, I think. I mean, in fairness, Faye, you complained about loudness from various things yesterday, so maybe, I don't know, maybe you made an adjustment yesterday and you forgot to put it back. Who knows? Who knows? It reminds me, I'm going on next Sunday. I'll be back at Thursday, maybe Friday. So, let's see. So not next week, but the week after, you'll be away for pretty much all the streams. Fair. Thank you for letting me know. I hope whatever it is that you're doing or involved in goes well. Just came home from a Thai buffet and I might have overindulged. Oh, I know. That's so easy to do. That's so easy to do. Especially when it's Thai food. Oh. Pokey, welcome. Malk, you're live. I know. I'm surprised. After yesterday, I would have thought that Faye would have sent someone over to try and smother me in my sleep, but no. I survived. I mean, it's probably because I didn't fuck Scoo over. I think if I fucked Scoo and Faye over, I wouldn't have woken up. I think, or, you know, would have woken up to someone standing over me holding a knife and saying, night, night, fucker. Oh, God, my hair. My hair's doing weird things. Oh, give me a second. Oh, I can. It's weird. I can actually take my headset off and do stuff like this and not lose audio clarity because the microphone's no longer attached to the headset. Woo! Also feels weird to actually speak without having the headset on because those are fairly decently noise cancelling. Yeah, that's better now. There we go. Tasty, almost too tasty. The Thai cuisine is indeed too tasty, which for me is no brainer when Thailand is your neighbour. Yeah, that makes sense. Something you're used to and is more local to you. Oh God, it always feels like I'm in a sound bubble when I'm wearing these headphones, especially when I'm used to. Yeah. So yeah, funny thing about the SCP thing. I thought because I woke up so early today, I thought, you know what, I'm going to do that thing that I said I'd, going back and to record the SCP readings, especially with this lovely new microphone. It'll work out well. Go onto the SCP website and find out that Wikidot has been hacked. So yeah, the SCP stream on Saturday is most likely not going to happen. I do have an idea for what to replace it with, and I think people are going to really enjoy what I've got as an idea to replace. It does mean I need to install a game, though. And have a conversation with someone. But yeah, should be fine. Should be fine. If not, then... yeah. Well, I've got... So if that plan doesn't go through, I do have a backup plan for that backup plan. But yeah. Saturday will be sorted. It just most likely won't be SCP because... the website, the entire database for Wikidot has been hacked. Not just SCP, everything on Wikidot has been hacked. So yeah, that's an oof. Jace, hello, bro. Boop. This makes my nose feel weird when I boop myself. Probably because I do it too hard and too much. Because most people, when they do a nose boop, they go, boop. Just that. I almost crushed my nose into my face. That's the plan for me. Then again, we have small Thai food wagon that opens during the summers, and sometimes the owner is hired to do those buffets that brings on a lot of locals. Oh, yeah, that's good. That's really good. No, go copy Jeff the Killer, more original than that. No, you'll just pay Jeff the Killer to do it. You know, try and get some form of plausible deniability. You eat Skittles and Pringles for breakfast. I'm a monument of health. I had a pot noodle. And even then, that technically was lunch because I slept through breakfast. I mean, the alternative was to have these. Those of you who can't read German, that's sour dragon tongues. They're not that sour. They're more sour than Warheads. A lot more sour than Warheads, but they're not that sour by comparison. Yeah, they sound business boom. Yes. It's fine to me. Yeah, sure, Ritual. Especially on Fridays during the dinner rush. Oh. 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 Thank you, Anymore, for the hydration reminder. What else might I say about the delicacy of Thai cuisine? I love Thai cuisine. I especially love Thai green or red curries. Very, very nice. Very, like, just the right amount of spice for me, and really, really good taste-wise and smell-wise. How do they taste? They're pretty good. Raspberry flavour. Sour raspberry, and, you know, they're pretty good. Sour Skittles are the best. Sour Skittles are nice, but... So, you weren't here for it, Jace, but... I invested, well, I say invested, I bought a bunch of super sour sweets. Like, we are talking super sour. Really, really, really sour. And we had a command where it's basically, you know, pay like 1,000 channel points, and I would eat a sour on stream. So whenever you see one of these really weird quotes that comes up in the thing, and I say that's a sour quote, that's the kind of reaction that I had to eating one of those things. I really, really need to get another, and I need to get more of them. I really do, just so you can watch that amazingness, and so I can get. I miss the sour things. I really do. But yeah. The kind of sour stuff that I'm into and that I like makes stuff like sour Skittles and those sour sweets like nothing. And Americans saying, oh yeah, Warheads are the most sour thing ever. And they're really not. Like, I had Warheads and it was like, this isn't even sour at all. Lydia was the same. Lydia's got about the same sort of sour tolerance as I do. No, I've not seen anything as sour as those sour sweets. There is one thing I've heard of. There is a sweet shop somewhere in England that has an online store that sells a product called Black Death sweets. And those are apparently really ridiculously sour. And I want to get my hands on some of them and try them. I really do. You fix your chair? Nice. I'm glad to hear that you fix your chair, Jace, because I know that your chair arms should never be that wobbly, and I saw how wobbly it was. Like, that's not right. That is not right at all. I mean, mine wobble a little bit, but they only wobble at the top because they're meant to be the kind that you can adjust around that, but I just... No, I actually don't know where the adjust button is on them, but I've never needed to. Right, there we go. There's a sour quote right there. Oh my god, I feel like I've just used Satan's chapstick. Yeah. Yeah, that's a sour quote. That's the kind of reaction that I get when I have one of those, because Jesus Christ, they're sour. How does Soylent Green taste? Varies from person to person. Yeah, fitting. Torian, hello and welcome. Getting more sours? Hopefully. I've got a few expenses to make in June. Plus, if I try and keep it in mind, I might actually, you know what? I'm going to go on my phone and add getting sours to my spending thing for next month. So hopefully that'll prompt me to actually do it. More sours. Price is question mark. I can't remember how much they cost. But putting them on there should prompt me to get them once I get paid in June. Excuse me. Tiger and curry succulent it is. It really is so nice. My mouth feels like all the aftermath of Bukake in hell. Yeah, I can't tell. No, that one's got to have been a sour one. Because some of those are also when I was, you know, had Twinkies. And so, oh god, and the times when people made me swallow a Twinkie, then have a sour. Ah. Oh yeah, that popped inside my ear. Oh, that's bad. Jason wants more sour. So... what I can do for you, Jace, is because this sweet shop that I know, I don't believe actually ships to the US or Canada. When I make my order, I will also get a trial pack, which gives you like a pack of a few of the different flavors. I will get that as well, and I'll send them to you for you to try. So you can see how they are. Like that one, another sauerkraut, yeah. The winged angels keep coming. That sounds like an infamous quote. Although, to be fair, it's slightly early. I don't know if that actually was an infamous quote. That's a bit too early. I don't know. Torian would know better. I had Skittles for a long time in the UK. His Skittles, not US Skittles. I don't think I had Skittles in the US. I don't think I've dared. Everyone laughed at me when I said I liked him. Well, now everyone's laughing now, are they, Susan? I do not remember where that was from. I remember saying it. I remember being really passionate about it when I said it. I just can't remember what it was the fuck I said. Oh, God. And then one from Pokey doing a curse thing. That's how we wall. Yes. They got you Skittles. Aww. Aww. That's sweet of her. UK Skittles, the US Skittles, Jace. I'm guessing the US ones because of proximity. Combat is fantastic. You have credits to spend. Credits? What? What? I'm lost. What? What? You've been fooled? That was me? Oh, Jay saying Faye got me Skittles Woo was you. Or you want more sour? Good, stay lost? What? I'm so heckin' confused right now, I really am. Thank you for the hydration reminder, Malk. I do not even know. I'm just gonna go and ahead and start the game and reduce the OBS volume now. And clear that. This and go over. Lovely splash screen, by the way. Have drinks instead. Only with something other than water. Ice out. Oh, god damn it, Torian. Are you if you're buying them for me, are you at least going to buy some extra for Jace as well? It hurt itself in its confusion. No, I didn't. Well, my brain might have short-circuited, yes. But, you know, when does my brain not do that? I'm going... It's always worrying when the loading wheel stops. I'm glad I reduced that volume. That's... Oh, that was loud. Which look, what?
Have destroyed the world, and we had to pay the price. With over 100 years without sunlight. But we have prepared ourselves for our chance to make things right. They stole from us a life of happiness. Still, we will make the best of it. Even though Mother Earth is grim and tainted, we have managed to survive. And we will keep surviving.
Well, I'm hooked. Your Twitch keeps pausing the stream and not letting you restart. Are you doing anything else at the same time involving downloads or anything that could be using your connection? Because that's when it tends to happen. Options. There we go. It's always good that, you know, that I can recognize the fact that master volume somewhere between 3, 4, and 30 to 40% tends to be around when everything's fine. Yes, no. One bell, it's just been weird. Very weird. Wait, audio feedback delay? Car scheme, radiation level, sodium materials. Pilot buttons in constructor mode, camera animations, and autosave slots. Save interval, or save on, invert rotation, movement speed. One slight issue already, there's no subtitles things. Halloween, a collection of 14 brand new decorations to perfectly suit the setting, which you can use to adorn your settlement. Under no circumstances should your settlers, including you, miss out on worshipping the Great Old One. Otherwise... Ooh. Ooh. Now you can't remember where you sent me your address. Do you need it now? Because if so, I'll send it to you in Discord. Prosperity. After many years on the toxic surface of Earth, the survivors are now ready to reclaim the planet in order to strive for prosperity at last. Prosperity add-on provides many new construction materials, buildings, and challenges. At long last, you're able to upgrade and improve your settlement to further use Escher in a new area for your settlers. Yes, please. No problem at all. I'll just send that right now. Try looking for any Swedish sour candies, but there are hardly any to be found. Swedish, so obsessed with salty candies, especially licorice. I know exactly someone who'd like that. My dad. My dad adores salted licorice. I was like, ugh, can't stand it. I mean, sorry, just 2 seconds. Yeah. There you go, Torian. Should be everything you need there. Double salted licorice. Gross. What the sweets I think ships to Sweden would. Oh, nice. Lydia, hello and welcome. Headpats for Protobat? Yes. Many headpats and hugs for the Protobat. Credits intro, change the game settings. It's a new game. Play either an interrelated tutorial that teaches you all the important aspects of the game, or become familiar with certain parts of the game in brief segments. In survival mode, you can configure your game according to your own needs. There are no predefined conditions to win, create a huge settlement, or fight against a challenging environment. Anything's possible as long as you survive. All scenarios choose from a variety of challenging scenarios that specify different goals. Ooh. Ooh. Let's go for the tutorial. Let's learn how this game plays. That's quite a lot. Was looking for myself, but rather trying to find something to recommend to Malcolm or Southbound. That's wholly fair. Main tutorial. Longer iterated tutorial that is important aspects of the game. Follow Arthur Sortion's instructions on obtaining important clues and useful information to survive in the merciless world of Endzone or World Apart. We'll go with this, because I've never played anything like Frostpunk or anything like this before, really, especially not on in a console, so we'll go with the tutorial. The game already looks really lovely.
We finally left the Endzone. Just look at this beautiful scenery. It's marvelous, even though it's a bit different from what we had pictured. We were able to secure a few basic resources and are storing them in our bus.
That's a bit quiet. Let's build ourselves a new home.
I'm glad we...
There we are. That should do it.
prepared ourselves well for this kind
That's
of
better.
scenario, especially since our inventories in the Endzone ran low. Don't forget that if you need additional information, you can look at our survival guide at any time.
Choose dialogue. Let's do it. Open the survival guide. Action menu. Change view. Survival guide. Oh, Jesus. A lot. Anyone in Britain is curious about Scandinavian candy or food, so I'm going to look up a site called scandikitchen.co.uk. Yes, I have that, so I'm saved on my bookmarks.
Well done. Everything you need to know should be right here. I think the time has come for us to at last build ourselves a new home here.
Let's do it.
Before we can construct buildings at all, we have to assign the profession builder to several settlers so that they can take care of construction contracts. In general, it's your responsibility to decide which tasks are important and how our settlers are supposed to be distributed to attend to them.
Okay. Open the profession menu, assign settlers to profession builder, 3 of them. Professions. Builders. Three. Okay, I see. Oh, right, okay, I see. There, 3. They'll take care of construction contracts for roads and buildings. They also transfer necessary resources to construction sites, prioritization of the tasks on buildings, roads, and repairs. Can we configure the town centre? Okay.
All right. Your builders
Or you see some similarities to Age of Empires for some reason. Yeah. Yeah, the viewpoint, the graphics, and that just the overall look of this is very much Age of Empires. Some parts of key investment in water. Okay. Got it.
The first thing we ought to do is to establish a working water supply. So we'll move on to our first construction contract.
Thank you for hydration reminder, Mob.
The jetty by a lake in the vicinity of your town center.
Understood. Okay. Open building task menu, jetty built. Oh, right, they're actually... The builders are going and getting the supplies from the van to go and take to the jetty and build. That's a nice little thing. That's a nice little detail. Take the size beam wonk right now. Look at it more at home. No problem at all, Torian. Wait, if I've assigned 3 builders, then why are there only 2 going there? Oh, that's kind of cool. So that's the default panning of the camera, which, you know, it's used for getting around. If I want to be really precise, if I hold down right trigger, it slows right down.
Very good. The jetty was completed as planned. Now we have a place where we can collect water. There are other possibilities to gather water too, but the jetty is the simplest and most cost-effective method.
Right.
We can obtain and store water from different sources, like a jetty, rain collector, or well in the cistern. The cistern should always be in close proximity to a water source, so that our water carriers don't have to walk too far.
Do it. Okay, assign settlers to profession water carrier. Water carrier. Oh, I've got to build a system first. Okay. System. Yeah, so that's the entrance. And the best thing to do is have the entrance facing the water. And I've got to produce water. Okay. Let's see what this is. It seems so. What this seems to me so far is, yes, it's a bit more of a freeform thing than Frostpunk. It looks honestly more like a real-time strategy game without the threat of enemies. As far as I know, there might be enemies later on, in which case I will start struggling with this because I'm not good with real-time strategy combat. But if this is what the game is, it's just, you know, real-time strategy sort of city building and survival. I'm actually into this. I actually kind of like this. Doesn't really look like Frostpunk to me. No, it looks distinct enough that you could say it's not Frostpunk, but also you can see where some inspirations from Frostpunk would be. Like, with the whole thing of surviving. Although Frostpunk is very much more of a space management thing of, building plots and that kind of stuff, from what I've seen anyway. But, relation to Frostpunk or no, still like it. Still liking the look of it. Space management and heat. Heat's more of a resource, though. And as I can tell from up the top bit here, which my overlay is not interfering with too much, I do have a lot of resources that I need to balance. So, yeah, the heat thing is definitely still sort of present in that. And also, it's even more present in another way, because in Frostpunk you need to use heat to silence the cold, whereas this you have radiation as a threat. It just hasn't come along yet because I'm still right at the very beginning of the tutorial. Ah. Okay. Okay, assign settlers. Okay. And just go wait for it to produce water. Got my life when the cold decides to say lol, my poor folks. It'll probably do the same with me when I come around to streaming Frostpunk, because my good god, I am fully up for the fact that I am not going to be good at that. It's good also, I can do this and actually speed time up, so I'm not forced to be at that pace. Now, as nice as that pace is, having it sped up a bit is a bit nicer. Every uplift is still 20C below.
We have now installed a working water supply, and water is now transported from...
Lydia, why have you eaten your space dice?
Consider hiring more water carriers if you don't have enough settlers available. You can never have enough water in storage.
What? I mean, that's something that I want to do, if I ever play live games again, is because there exist sugar dice, edible sugar dice, and they look just like normal dice. And I want to be sat around a role-playing table and, roll a d20, and it comes up as 1. It's like, you've screwed me over for the last time. To pick up, and just eat it. And just watch the reactions. Don't know what you're doing. That is a Friday for you. Okay, understood.
Now we should focus on food production.
Those ramslet product. Would you like some ram? You usually ask before throwing.
A hunting lodge or a fishing hut can directly remedy the situation. I suggest starting with
Yes, more ram for the protobat.
Already located near a lake.
Yeah, there's cabin hunt lodge or fishing hut can remedy decisions. Just on fishing huts. Okay. Fishing huts. Oh, right, okay. And then, of course, I've got to assign them to... Still got, what does it say? 2, okay. There we go. I just remember the old edible blackboard shortcut. Yeah, I remember that. Thank you for the hydration reminder, DJ. Why is it? Because the game is talking so much about water, people think I need to be watered. Don't get me wrong, it's appreciated, it's helping me stay hydrated, but still. one mention of water and everyone goes, oh my good god. Water the dragon. That got spilled really quickly. See, I love the aesthetic here. I really love the aesthetic here. It's very much how you would imagine Wasteland survival and what you see in a lot of Wasteland games. It's very ramshackle. It's like, it's built using whatever will serve the purpose.
Good work. We've now taken care of our basic supply via food and water. Make sure that you have enough food and water at all times.
Said water the dragon, not make me wet.
Settlement. A population that grows too fast can quickly unbalance your food and water supply, bringing major difficulties for you if you don't watch out.
Okay.
Crops are another excellent way of getting food because they constantly grow as long as the soil is moist enough. Each seed has
Moist.
different yields and growing times. This means that it could take some time until your field is ready to be harvested, in contrast to your fishing hut, where production can be right away.
Ouch, too many frames, damn it. Hey, when a joint pops when you get this massive shiver of pain discomfort throughout the whole body. Oh god, yeah. Right, I need to build a cultivated field now. How big does it need to be? Jesus. Scared the crap out of me. Let's say cultivated field. Oh, I can see the moistureness. The green stuff is moist. Moist. And it changes. Oh, that's clever. Oh, I like that. I really like that. Okay, how do I... Okay. Live field. There we are. Place. Slide settlers. Ah! Stop moistening me. It needs to be moistened. Seeds from the field chosen. The field next seed. Choose seed. Black salsify. Growing time 2.8 seasons. Makes me 180 food. Cabbage. Ooh, cabbage doesn't take long to go. That's not much. Let's do cabbage. Cabbages. Cabbages, cabbages, cabbages.
Remember that we need the widest variety of food sources to stay healthy.
Moist and green mold, anyone?
You should also plan ahead
Jesus
for
Christ.
periods that might come when it's not going to rain. Stock up on food and adapt your production to avoid bottlenecks.
Ah.
I'll show you a few more strategies later on.
Okay. Jack, hello and welcome.
At the beginning, we don't have much scrap wood or other resources. We could build a production building, but to obtain resources as fast as possible, it's best that we start gathering right away. Assign a Gather All Resources task. All the settlers who haven't been assigned any profession by you are going to accept these kinds of tasks. In addition, settlers distribute resources within your settlement.
Okay. Is it professional? Resource from your surroundings. Okay, how do I do that? Action menu. What is this building and tasks? Ah, tasks. Gather wood. Oh, okay. Gather wood. Get scrap. Ah. Resetters available. Oh, I need to change. Okay. Need to change a profession. So let's have no builders at the moment because I don't need builders because everyone else is doing what they need to do. I'm just doing that. Am I? I'm alright actually. You know, like I'm awake when I feel like I shouldn't be because it's normally my day off, but I was offered this game and to do some coverage on it, and I thought, you know what, it looks good. It does look good, and I'm actually, at the moment, still impressed by it. I like it. It's not immediately what I thought it would be. I thought this would more be a post-apocalyptic Frostpunk game. But I'm not disappointed. It's not what I expected, but it's not a bad thing. I actually really like this. Already, I really like it. That said, though, all that watering you've done, plus the fact that I've had a bit too much coffee already, has had an effect. So, yeah, I will be right back. I'm just going to take a quick bathroom break. I return. Sorry about that. And everyone's gonna make it happen again. Good God. Oh. Thank you, Jack, for your contribution to one of Game Stream Challenge. Chipotle for lunch. I've had Chipotle once. Alright. Sounds delicious. And thank you to Enwob, Malk, and Lydia for the contributions to the one-off Game Stream Challenge, which, if you remember, is going to be the PlayStation 5 version of the Final Fantasy Remake. Get those donations in. Burrito. I love burritos. I do love burritos. Okay, so thank you to Jack, Mock, Enwarp, and Torian for the 4 hydration reminders whilst I was gone, and the one that was just put on now. Thank you, Faye, for your contribution to the one-off Game Stream Challenge. There's a lot of DMs coming my way, and it is sibling chat. Trying to stay away being hard. Speed things up so I can get some of those materials.
Since we now own plenty of resources, we can
So one other thing I would have thought, that thing of speeding time up, I think probably would have done better with being, more clearly communicated. Quicker to find. But so far, still really enjoying this game, really liking it.
You'll be able to change their working area at any time later on.
So he is actually giving me the whip, and she said, without searching, if you know how to use it, I will free the Jack Daniel. So technically I'm not searching, I'm only asking for tips to use it. Is this an actual whip, or are we talking a riding crop? Nutty hole. Can't even remember what that one was from. I don't remember, Gezzy or Faye. Well, he is working. I don't know if Faye knows how to use a whip.
Right on. The best thing
I'm going to go down so often. Always do. Always do. Like I said, I'm a cunning linguist. Piss vinegar and blowjobs. Do not recall what that one was from at all. Really don't. Okay, so foresters. I have to say, forest slowly chop down trees or plant them. Oh, okay. Foresters Lodge built. Right, okay. Build. Foresters Lodge. Okay, so if we build it relatively close to this forest edge there. Now if I assign professions. I'll assign workers. Well, actually, you know what? Let's have 3 builders. Let's get I need a forester anyway. 1 extra fisher, 1 extra warrior carrier, because then we'll have some people. We won't have people standing around idle, and we'll have a nice steady income of resources. Sounds like a recipe for disaster. As a thing might have been near. Quite possibly. Actual whip. Ah. All I can tell you for that is it's all in the wrist. Oh, auto saving. Not a bad thing. Not a bad thing at all. Okay, so that person's the forester who's currently still doing that. So if I'm doing this right, then I don't need the gather wood thing because the forester's doing that on his own. Um, okay. I can activate you. Okay. Was through chili chicken. Absolute. What's the movie title? Oh, well, this is sour things. Yeah, that was a pre-sour quote. Gotta love it. Quote Russian action. Happens sometimes. I mean, that, you know, when you consider I've got 950 quotes, it happens. Torian came. Lucky Torian. As always. Well, they are the least lewd of the three triplets. Not to say they're not lewd at all, but they are the least lewd of this. I'm making another screenshot of that. What? Speaking of screenshots, I think I took one of part of the intro. Yeah, I did. Because the only thing I can say right now is that this is not screenshot material game-wise. But then again, it's a base development resource management city builder. You can't really do much when it comes to and that. And we're going to bring up quote 944 again. I may be least lewd, but I'm still lewd. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yes. Never doubt that for a second. Compared to Skoo and I, you're nowhere near as lewd as we are, but yeah, you are still lewd. Okay, and I'm just waiting for the wood to be produced now. Let's speed things up a bit. Oh, I know why. I deactivate that, and then if I build another one to gather wood, it might have been that the foresters didn't automatically do it. But I do still need the gather wood task there. Check the memes chat on the service you're in. Okay, yeah. Yeah, okay, fair.
Good job. You might want to change this building's working area later on to tell your workers where they should get their wood from. Ah, and for your information, if you want, you can also tell your Forester's Lodge that they only ought to attend to reforesting an area in order to create a lush, green forest, which generations to come can use.
Probably should do that, because I've got a fair amount of wood.
Now we ought to take care of collecting scrap. Scrap is one of the most valuable resources because the quantities present are limited, and we can recover other resources from scrap. Unlike the task we just had, the scrap yard allows larger quantities of existing scrap to be dismantled than with ruins or wrecks.
Okay, so you... Limit more resources. Reforest. It was cut down and reforest, so we're just going to do some reforesting now. I to pause on that, so people will stop cutting down trees. Now I need to put a scrap yard. Assigned status position, professional scrap collector. Just one. Just one. There we go. This chat in the main quote taken out of context can be worth a laugh. Perfect example. I've got a fair amount of wood. How hard? Solid is what she said. So solid you think it was petrified? Rock solid. Oh, I see. When you place a tree or a building where the trees are, they'll actually go and clear the trees themselves. What's up with me today? Fair. Or we could kill it with some soft. Became too soft to live. Ah. Getting too easy to entertain today. It's not a bad thing. Definitely not a bad thing. Wait. I can see. Oh, I can see drought season come up. Because it can happen. Okay, now because we've got a scrap collector. That guy's going out and collecting scrap on his own. The only one that moves. Never. Wait, why did that tree get cut down? It wasn't marked for it. Look, you can see the forester is reforesting things. Why? Why? Dudes, why? I've paused production. Why? What's that? Oh, okay.
Great. You can change the working area for the scrapyard too. We can recycle scrap into 4 additional resources: cloth, metal, plastic, and electronics. We'll do that shortly, but for now we ought to take care of your settlers' needs first.
Okay.
Our people want a place to sleep and live. Cabins fulfill their need for safety and privacy, and increase the confidence of their inhabitants. In other words, building cabins increases their willingness to start families and reproduce, if you know what I mean.
Let's do it. I'd rather not with you, my friend. I've got to build 8 cabins. Okay, that's an escalation. Occasion attractiveness -4. There we go. 8 cabins. Although those things, I think, need to be... Oh, crap! Oh, I've just seen... No, we don't want that. Cancel that. Cancel that. Cancel that. Oh, wait, no, they were clearing the radiation. Oh, right. Never mind. It's going to take them a bit of time to clear it first. Doesn't mean that it can't be done. Right. I think I've been slightly corrupt by spending too much time in the chat. I didn't use to make that many bad loot jokes before I got here. You're welcome. In some way or another, you're welcome. Also slightly sorry. Only slightly. Only very, very slightly. I look down on my phone, I see, there's several notifications. Like, what? Well, not on my phone, just on my taskbar. There's still one, but that's a message from someone who I actually need to look at properly. Not something I can just, skim through. Oh. What was the quote of this command down again? I keep forgetting. It's !Q list. Type it into chat, actually. Bearing in mind, it's now at least 100 quotes behind, because last time I updated it was at quote 840. We're now over 950 now. So the last 100 or so quotes won't be on there. Actually, let's see when, because I know that I marked it in the Modmin chat as to when the next when I last did it was. Just saw the other one. Which stuff is it? In fairness, I did it in the middle of March. Last time I updated it was in the middle of March. This game looks so fun and probably gets hard. Oh yeah. Yeah, this is just the tutorial, and the tutorial has already said there's quite a lot of things to keep an eye on. This isn't even taking into account, health and radiation of my population. So yeah, it's going to get a lot harder. And that's not even stuff, like, as you can see down the bottom there is a red section. That's a drought. I'm going to have a drought coming, so at least I know to prepare for it, but at the same time, holy fuck, I've got a drought coming. That's going to severely impact a lot of shit. What's this? Field of work.
Besides cabins, we could also provide sturdy houses and shelters as housing. Sturdy houses withstand sandstorms better and have an increased storage capacity to boot. Children living in houses gradually...
But when it's bigger, it's red and it hurts.
Settlers do not reproduce in a shelter because they lack privacy.
Things you've said, oh yeah. The things I've said, they've been in context most of the time. Jesus, yeah.
Let's return from our excursion into housing and refocus on scrap. With the help of a recycler.
Oh look, my inhabitants of old green happiness now. Yay!
Resources. A recycler always takes scrap apart, one resource at a time, while a refinery automatically produces all 4 resources. To start off, you should build a recycler and produce cloth.
So let's go things that need to be done. No problem at all, M-Warp. Thanks for coming in as long as you did, and I'll see you later. Have yourself a good rest of the day. Assign status to professional refiner and produce 4 cloth. This is a really nice game. I really like it. I can see how it's going to get a lot harder later on with all the other things I need to juggle, but yeah, at the moment I really like it. I mean, I would say at the moment, I like this game. I really do. And the fact that the proper game mode, the survival mode, you can customize pretty much however you like. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of this. And this is just a tutorial. Although, to be fair, the tutorial is quite long and in-depth. I might be, I only get to do the tutorial at the moment, because I'm already going on being a third of the way through the stream. But even then, if all I get to do is the tutorial, I don't mind. Because the tutorial alone is quite comprehensive and shows off all the different things you can do.
can instruct your recycler to produce a different resource at a time. It's important that you focus on the resources you really need, at least in the beginning. Cloth and metal look like good options if you want to equip us with protective clothing and tools.
Okay.
Happy settlers are industrious settlers. That's why we ought to look after our people and protect them against the surroundings and dangers, like radiation. So let's start by transforming our newly recovered cloth into protective clothing. A tailor will be able to help us with that.
Actually, if the recycler's going to be there, I want the tailor shop to be fairly close. Science letters to profession to produce the next scarf, okay. So what, we'll take down a couple of water carriers because we're not needing those. Tailor and have another builder. There we go. We can guess the code to system error data corrupted. Please see a network administrator for more details. Yeah. SCP-3999. And of course, Gary's handmaiden is now what I call your wanking hand. God damn it, Zero. Oh, I love it. Open the view for environmental radioactive contamination. Radiation. Ah, there's some radiation there. There's a lot of scrap over there. Okay, so from what I can see, there's not all that much radiation around yet. Oh, look, there's a... Oh! Everything's wet. Oh no, everything's wet because it's under a rain cloud. Ah. Location attractiveness. A negative influence. So they don't like things going on near there, which is understandable. Oh. Just not to save. Electricity. Storage blackouts. Okay. And building condition. So many things to keep track of. Yeah, I think what that is on the... Oh, there we are. Oncoming drought. Stockpile water and food in order to survive. The soil is going to become infertile. Well, at least it tells me about that. I mean, that's full. I've actually got names as well. We've got Jacob, Virginia, and Douglas. Got Gary replacement right here. Also purple lotion. I've still got that. Something seems to have something go on. I do tend to go on tangents, yeah. Self-dash myself to death. Do not know what that was from. The jetty is still going there. Oh, my water's going down. Storage capacity is building very low. Yeah, I know, but I don't know how to change that. You should. I don't know. All right. Okay. We got that. Use the next scarf. Doesn't appear to actually be doing anything. The limits of this resource is reached. Okay. Well, it's losing. I'm losing cloths. Oh, there we go. And there we are.
We categorize environmental radiation into 4 levels: no radiation, low level, medium level, and high level radiation. The radiation changes constantly and is influenced by weather and contaminated rain. Protective clothing helps to protect us against this kind of radiation, but it takes a while before it's produced. And production relies on a steady flow of incoming resources. Try to establish production chains at an early stage and start to stockpile goods so that some are always on hand. The tools we brought along from the Endzone are slowly but surely running out. So now, let's focus on manufacturing new tools. The tools will help us to work effectively. We'll need metal for that, so we'll prepare for production by building another recycler, which we'll commission to recover metal from scrap. After that, we'll need a workshop to enable the manufacturing of brand new tools.
Okay. So I need to build myself a second recycler. Put it next to that one. Put a workshop as well. There. Got to recycle to produce metal. Workshop builds an of 1. I start a professional technician. I need another. I need to run another refiner. Refiners, I need a technician now as well. I take one builder down and put him as a technician, should be fine. So that needs to be instructed to produce metal tools. That needs to be instructed to refine metal. Yeah, I'm just waiting for buildings to go on. Cool. I do like the pacing of the tutorial as well. It's giving you the opportunity to learn things at a steady, relaxed pace. With very little pressure. Okay, so you are going to be producing metal. Just need to build the workshop. And then instructed to produce metal tools. And then let's produce 2 of them. Metal tool. There we go. Right, what? Needs metal. Well, yeah, I'm working on it, dude. I'm working on it. Oh my god, that quote. There we go, Lydia got auto-fingered. Lucky her. Especially after the kind of things that she was saying last night during Uno. They give a call that one. Oh my.
Also instruct your workshop to manufacture tools from scrap instead of metal. Though they won't be quite as effective. It's
Oh, poor Lydia. How are you doing with the D&D stuff, Lydia? I know that you said you were struggling.
Down in the Endzone, we had sufficient time and resources to educate ourselves properly. But our children don't have this luxury. We ought to build a school and pass on what we've learned. As a result, they will be able to survive and work better and more effectively.
You giving up for now playing Frostpunk? That is completely fair. When it comes to making a D&D character, even doing a level 1 character is going to take some time. So building a character that starts at level 16, yeah, that's gonna take a bit. Yeah, that's another one as a teacher. I'm running out of builders to assign to these kind of things. You know, I actually... I mean, we're through the drought. We've got plentiful food supplies. Let's do that. There we go. Look at... If you look in the bottom left, you see just how massive this map is. It's absolutely gigantic. Interesting location. Interesting place to send a scout from an expedition station to explore this side. Oh god, you can do expeditions as well. Oh, this is even more in depth. An old. Ah. There's an home store. That's a hospital, I'm guessing. Yeah. Honestly, you can see. Oh my god, you can see. Okay, the level of detail they've put into this, you know, providing, you know, it's a city builder. It's impressive. It is really impressive. I'm a big fan of this game. Yeah, everything's all dried out. Oh god, I didn't even see that. Oh, the drought was so bad that... Oh, it's actually dried up all the lake. Oh, shit. Because I am actually still in the drought season. These fishing grounds. Yeah, because there's no water. Oh. Oh, wow. That's right. I think D&D is about making a character you don't want to try either Eon and Neotech. Both are Swedish, made by the same company. You can take up to 4 hours if you know what you're doing with the options they give you. Yeah. I've played a fair few games where... So D&D isn't... For me, D&D is not the most intuitive character creator. It's very basic. But at the same time, basic can be a good thing. Because also the way that D&D runs and how it relies on things. Whereas if you take something like World of Darkness, for example, you've got it's more focused on skills and what you can do with combining the skills and attributes. It's more something like that. So when you look at things like on computer role-playing games and how those things interact, that's closer to World of Darkness. Whereas D&D is very much number plus dice roll equals this. No, you're not dumb, Lydia. You're not. You are not. You have. No, this is your first D&D game. It's new and it's overwhelming. It's how role-playing systems are. Sadly, there's no extremely easy way to get into them. What you can do is essentially what you're doing now. You get into a group with a group of people who are quite happy to help at every step of the way, and we will help you as many times as you need.
And we conserve valuable resources.
Got to go for now. Phone is dying and boss is here. No problem at all, Torian. Thanks very much for coming in as long as you did, and see you later. If you're here before I end, then I will see you then. Otherwise, have a good rest of your day. Be a good way to get you to explore food and water. Yeah, and make you stockpile as well. It's like it forces you to stockpile. Because during that drought session, I am not getting any food or any water. So if I hadn't had those stockpiles, I probably would not have survived through that. Okay.
Now that our population is starting to grow, we ought to again turn our attention to the topic of food production. We are already accumulating fish and tilling our fields. A gatherer's cabin will now enable us to gather mushrooms and berries from the forest nearby.
Stood. Okay. Gatherer's cabin. This cabin built. Assign starter to the profession gatherer. I need to assign 2 to gatherer. Ooh. I probably will take them away from being fishers because there's no fish. There's also no water, so we can do that. Put them as gatherers. There we go. First game on Steam. Yeah, I would definitely recommend it. Definitely recommend it. It's been out for a while on PC, but I don't know if it's... No. Hi Moody, hello and welcome. Does this game have UI scan that makes the text and font icons bigger to read? I am looking right now. Yes, it does. It has a scaling option here, although it only has scaling down. So, yes, it does have scaling, but it's only for making things smaller. It might be different in the PC version because this is the console version. Because I can see what you mean. Like, for me, this scale is fine, but I can see for other people will want a larger scale. This game's got DLC. It does. I've got some of it already because I've got the Survivor Edition, which comes preloaded with at least some of the DLC. And there we go. It starts raining, and the lake's starting to fill up. The grass is starting to grow. That's good. Okay, thanks. No problem at all. And now everything's looking all nice and lush again. I don't need to worry about getting a fisherman at the moment because I've still got a fair amount of food which can last me until I get this gatherer's cabin built, which has just been built, and they're now getting mushrooms and berries now, so we should be good.
Very good. As you can
Yeah.
see, the gatherer's cabin is an effective possibility to get food quickly.
Oh, I need to do 3 out of 4, so it's either 20 berries or 20 mushrooms. Right.
The plants have regrown. As is the case with most buildings, here too, you can relocate the working area at any time.
Okay.
Although we are sufficiently supplied at the moment,
Ew, mushrooms.
depends on diligent planning. If we can
I love mushrooms.
for an orchard, then
But I know we've already had this conversation that it's a texture thing for you, Faye.
we can harvest
I understand.
for a few seasons.
I know a fair few people who just can't stand the texture of mushrooms. I've got nothing against the taste of them, but the texture of them, icks them out. You know what? We're going to change that mode to cut down and reforest, to replenish our wood supplies a bit more. Oh my god, DJ, you and Faye have got something in common. My old mushrooms. Okay, let's plant a few kinds of fruit. I need to make an orchard, and... Oh, I've already got one farm. Oh, okay, so farmers work orchards and fields. So it makes sense to put an orchard next to the farm. There. Here's some orchard chosen. Professions. Let's take away... Actually, you know what? Actually, no, we don't. Oh no! Oh, I've got unassigned work. I've got 5 of them. Okay, so let's put a couple more into water production, a couple more to fishers, and another farmer. Awesome. There we go. Yep. Also, yeah, as an example of the difference between Eon and D&D, let's take how they handle damage. D&D does flat HP values, nice and easy. Eon, on the other hand, infinite D6 system with multiple tier damage systems of broken bones, cuts, arterial bleeding, organ damage, and along with 3 damage fields such as bleeding, pain, and trauma. Yeah. Yeah. D&D is very much the starter role-playing game, especially 5th edition. 5th edition is very nicely done, so it's very accessible. And then... yeah, there are other things you'll build on top of them. There are actually also simplified D&D games as well, like My Little Pony. My Little Pony has a role-playing game, and it is essentially D&D, but simplified. So it's very, very accessible. Scoo, hello and welcome. Fishes. Yeesh. One attack in Eon can take more time to resolve than an entire battle in D&D. Oh god, no thanks. I mean, don't get me wrong, I do like some more complicated role-playing games, but that just sounds like it's far too complicated. Right done here, sorry. There's 2 multiplayer RPGs. Did not know that. I only knew the one. Because, obviously, being in the game of it. But yeah, also, you have role-playing games with various degrees of lethality. Like, Legend of the Five Rings has got to be the most lethal game that I've ever played. You can die in 1 hit from it. Because, power levels and the whole fact of, you're using katanas, you can very easily fatally injure someone. Then there's also the interlock system, which I use for running a Shadowrun type game. And I made a very, very lucky roll against an NPC and literally took the head off. I was like, oh shit. I just one-shot one of the NPCs who's supposed to be combat spect. Fuck. Gotta quickly change it. My dog walks away from you, Faye. Actually don't know if Faye's a dog person or not. I know she's very obviously a cat person because, she and Jace own a cat. Who's absolutely fucking adorable. The true adventure is the friendship we create. I mean, yeah. That's why I'm not too bothered about the different role-playing systems that I know and play. Like, I like the settings and I like the rule sets, but all that kind of stuff is secondary to just, sitting down and having fun and telling a story together. And D&D is very good for that. It's just I find D&D to be a little bit too hands-off with certain things. Like, if you give me World of Darkness, because it's more skill-based and more directed towards you're highly skilled at this, so that means you're very good at it, but there's always a chance of failure. I like that. With D&D, it's very much, I don't know. It seems a bit too simplified in D&D for me at times, but I will never say no to a game of D&D with friends. And sorry about me paying attention to something else. I'm actually putting skin cream on my ankle because it's very, very dry. It's drier than my humour. No cat is cuter than Dom. Don't know. Really badly wanted a dog, had one with my family, but she passed away 2 years ago. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Faye. Really am. I know that sort of feeling. I love having dogs. I do. I really do like dogs. Callie has a dog called Nessa, who's a pit bull, and she is literally the sweetest pit bull. Like, literally, she's so adorable. Will always come for a snuggle. Always, the most gentlest creature imaginable. Yeah, and then you've got Callie's brother's dog, Carrot, who's just insane. Just insane. Oh yeah, I need to actually select the seed. Next seed. Choose seed. Plum. There we are.
The orchard has been laid out.
Oh, yes. Nessa is absolutely adorable. Carrot claimed me. The first time I was in Florida, there are actually pictures of Carrot wedging herself between me and Callie in the bed. Or, there's me having just woken up, laying in bed, looking up like that, and Carrot's just there, like, what the fuck? Brush ranch dressing out of Dom's fur last night. See, Scoo, when you sent that picture of the pizza you were eating, I saw the dressing. I was like, I know that's ranch. I know my sibling well. I know that is ranch. Because he was eating what the 4-year-old was dropping, and she rubbed ranch on his shoulder. That was no accident. That's what we call applying a rub to meat. You ate more ranch today. I'm not surprised. I know how much you like ranch, Scoo. Trees will begin to grow. Stems of crops for farm. Trees need some time until they're fully grown, but once they have grown, they'll be harvested again and again until they've have to be newly planted. Okay.
Our gatherer's cabin gathers food from the surrounding forest.
Can't live without it. You're going to struggle if you ever come to the UK, then. You really are.
We can use as well. These plants can be gathered by an herbal hut. The herbs gathered there can be consumed by settlers to replenish their health.
Right, I need to do a herbal hut. Bring the branch bags with me. There's so many. Okay, let's have a look. So that's all for water. That's 9 buildings for water, 9 buildings for food. Resources, my good god, there is a lot of resource buildings. Housing, community, logistics, technology, electricity, decorations. Oh, look at the Halloween's. Defense. Oh no, there is something that you can... Oh, there is a threat. Of course, raiders. Well, that's going to be fun. Okay, so you are going to want to... You know what? Herbal Hut, have a nice neighbor. Sit next to the gatherer's cabin. Science status of profession, herbalist. I've got 9 unassigned workforce. What the hell? People, stop dicking. How much are we doing? Actually, we're doing alright on a lot of these things. I might want... So if this wasn't the tutorial, I'd probably build another jetty to get some more water. Actually, I'd get another cistern. I would get another cistern if this wasn't the tutorial. I don't think this is restrictive. I think I can just do it. Water. Cistern. Yeah. There we are. Build another cistern and just, have some more water. Also, talking about water has gone to me again. Got to take another bathroom break. I'll be back in a sec. I have returned. Sorry about that. And thank you for the hydration reminder, DJ, whilst I was away. Jesus Christ, that was well timed. Thank you, Faye. Give a good old wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. That's a tutorial, but it looks like you can still fuck it up. I love this game more. Just imagine when this game, when you go for a survival thing. Oh, Jesus Christ. Thank you, Scoo. Everyone's smacking the drudgy paddies today. Wrong one, Scoo. You're thinking of the U one. There we go. So yeah, that's what happens if you use that command. And thank you, Tutorial, for figuring out how to do that. Oh, Scoo's dead. It was their own fault.
Well done. We can equally utilize the gathered herbs to convert them into medicine later on. It might happen that an illness breaks out in our settlement from time to time. And
no, Scoo did that to themselves entirely.
why we always ought to have enough herbs on hand.
If anything, it was Mal's fault. No proof. I needed to blue screen. Oh God! If I wanted to blue screen people, I'd just do what I was doing. You know, what I think you're doing, and getting real close to the microphone and saying something real suggestive, like bending over a table, and taking you roughly from behind. That might blue screen you. If that's what we really needed, Scoop. Never mind, I'm already 1/3 Gary. Mrs. Nice, that was nice how it was. Oh, I could sorry, was that fake? Too easy. Too easy. Oh, God.
Radiation is the main reason why the health status of our settlement can
Thank you for the hydration, Maya Jack.
Although
Never do that again.
protective clothing to shield themselves against environmental radiation, it might have
Ah.
our sources of water
Worth
are
it.
contaminated.
Worth it.
It's time to filter our water to prevent this
Sibling immunity. Sibling immunity, but worth it, Scoo. Worth it.
to avoid stress. The charcoal kiln will burn wood to produce charcoal.
Okay, charcoal kiln built. You know what? We'll put this closer to the cisterns. Fashion charcoal burner. And make 2 pieces of chole. Chole. It's not coal anymore, and it's not charcoal, it's chole. So what you can't see beyond, you know, behind me, there is a meter just about here that I don't know what it says, but it's got 5 next to it. It's got another one here, which I think is a science meter at 0. There's something above it, which I do not know what it is. And then there's the, as you can see, just there, it's like the electronics meter, but that's all that you're missing from the UI, from my face cam being here. There's also like the right stick icon here, kind of like the left stick icon is there, and the right stick icon just says, you know, rotation. Oh, it's also because there's a list. There can be a list there. So if I click left stick here, notifications. If I do things on the right, drawbacks. I blue screen because I just got a picture of divorce papers that were signed. Oh, nice. Very nice. Very glad to hear that. Definite pog. I mean, if you really want, I've got my own pog emote. You can spam that as much as you like. If you dare. Dare you. Because I realise that, you know, people like Faye and Jace are still, and also actually, you know, Jack and Dee also still so new to the stream. They have not seen some of my hideous creations. Like, they have not seen my my Fallout 76 character. And I can't get that because that's on the PS4 Pro, which is in Fox's room. And there we go, DJ did, DJ did the pog. That's my Fallout 76 character. I called her Karen. Did I call her Karen? Yes, I did. I called her Karen because my... No, I didn't, no. No, because my Fallout 4 character was Please End Me, and Fallout 76 was Oh God, Why? What was it? I know I've done Karen, I've done Please End Me and Oh God, Why? And for some weird reason, Karen is sticking in my head as being who my Fallout 76 character is. Please End Me or Oh God, Why? One of those two is my Fallout 4 character, but I don't know who the other one is. Unless it's my Nio character. Oh God, Why could be my Nio character. Or Nio 2, I should say. Yeah. This is a blue Magoo. What the fuck looks like a burned fish? That is actually a person. That is actually a person's face from Fallout 76 that I custom made. Without mods, I should say. That is just the base in-game character creator. When you give me a very detailed character creator, I will make monstrosities, and I'm good at doing it. Increase the time. So imagine if I had not found out about the the acceleration of time in this. Can you imagine how long this would have taken me to get through just these bits of the tutorials? It's producing coal. Okay, cool. 76 was Karen, right. So whoops. I'm very certain that 4 was Please End Me. Who the fuck was Oh God, Why? Oh God, Why must be Nio 2 then. Yeah.
Great. We can use the charcoal in conjunction with a filtration system to purify our water.
That's giving me... Oh, it says when it's going to autosave.
Our cistern is not able to do this. Only the water tower has the necessary equipment for this capability.
Got no trophies. But it does say how many trophies I've got as a nice constant reminder.
It would be a disgrace if we had to demolish our trusted cistern just to erect a water tower in its place. What we ought to do instead is upgrade the cistern itself.
Okay.
The water tower can store much more water and provides workplaces for a lot more water carriers than our old cistern.
Okay. Upgrade your system to a water tower, so I need to build a third recycler for plastic. Okay. Recycler. Structure recycle produce plastic, upgrade your system to a water tower, assign status as a professional water carrier. Okay. So I need to... It's another refiner. And 2 more water carriers that I can do. Okay, so I just need to wait for the recycler to be built and then have it produce enough plastic and then use that to make a water tower out of the cistern. The good thing I also have a second cistern next to it, isn't it? That said though, is that actually gaining anything? Yes, it is. Okay, good. Upgrade towards... Ah, there's the thing. Okay. I can do that one, actually. If I use that upgrade. Here we go. Upgrade into water tower. And so build next. Okay. So that's in the process of being upgraded. That needs to produce plastic. Yeah. Okay. Over here and watch them upgrade this. Oh, is this one, but still.
Our new water tower is up and ready.
Well, I just remembered my teacher's name was Karen, but she was really nice.
Filtering the water is an important next step because clean
So she was a Karen, but without being a Karen.
any stable society. Let's begin with filtering our water. To save on charcoal, we ought to ensure that at least a little bit of water not contaminated by radiation is being stored in our water tower. Water gained from a well is never contaminated by radiation, so it suggests itself for that purpose. Then we can use the remaining charcoal to produce better protective clothing.
Okay. So I need to build a well. Well. Efficiency 100. So we'll keep this, you know, here in water corner, shall we? No, bollocks. Oh well, it's just going to be slightly offset then. Professional well keeper. Yeah. Activate the filter on your water tower. Filtration active. Instruct a tailor shop to produce activated carbon mask. And produce 2 of those. Okay. Did ask why her nickname was Karen, but she doesn't know. If her nickname was Karen, but she wasn't a Karen, I don't know. Maybe she had a Karen hairstyle. I don't know. Got food, nice. Inside of my settlers, I've got nearly too much food for my settlers at the moment. Holy fuck! I suppose it's, you know, the gatherer's cabin next to the herb place and all that. That's producing quite a bit of food, and also these two. I've got quite a lot of water, but as you can see, well, actually no, you can't see. The meter for the water is just, it's a sliver. It's a tiny sliver. Which probably means you can store a lot of water. Now I've just got to wait for the activated carbon mask to be produced. I've got another notification on Discord. What was this announcement? I'm surprised.
Good work. We are continuously taking steps towards being better and better equipped to be able to survive in this hostile environment. Filtered water
It's me saying dumb shit.
is a precious asset.
Most likely, yeah.
Later on,
I mean, when isn't it?
use it to
When aren't you?
irrigate fields.
When aren't you?
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
So, Scoo, I'm not going to, I'm not going to pry too deeply, but those are definitely stuff that you've gotten from a website, not let them be tampered with, or come from somewhere else. Yeah. Oh my good god! I should not have opened that cursed image either. Oh god.
Radiation. Our food can too. We ought to erect a decontamination post to prevent settlers from eating meals that are contaminated with radiation.
Hasta la pizza, baby. Here comes the Dominator. That honestly sounds like something you can get from Domino's. I'm not kidding. I'm very certain they do or did something with Dominator. I thought just seeing the time I need to get food. Yes, you do, Jack. Do not make me get E on your case, because she will She will show you how to use that whip with a practical demonstration. Yes, it's the answer. Oh yeah, I've got to look at it then. Not only our water can become a hazard for sensitive radiation, after we can do also erect. We have to erect a post. Oh my god. The lewd even creeps in here. Crept. To prevent settles with emails and decontamination. Cool. Decontamination post. It's literally all I've got to do is just build a decontamination post. Okay. Logistics. There. Erect a post. Yeah, have a decontamination person. Just wait for it to build. God, doing that, that Arnie impression reminded me that people used to use soundboards and make prank calls with them ages and ages ago. Like one of the most famous ones was titled something like Arnie prank calls the Gator Lodge. And Jesus Christ, it was basically someone having a conversation through just snippets of Arnie quotes, and the other person just had no idea what was going on. Hilarious in its own way.
Very good. The decontamination post is going to supply all buildings that stockpile food and are located in its working area in order to purify the food that has been affected by radiation. It's true. We should never forget that even when we optimally prepare and protect ourselves, we're still going to lose friends and members of our family time and again. We're going to mourn them come what may. But if we're able to bury them in a cemetery, then we'll get over the pain and let them rest in peace.
Well, that's a bit of a darker side to it, but it makes sense. I've got to assign a settlement to a profession of mortician. That's a very big cemetery. We're just gonna a little bit out of the way there, just there. No, because no one wants to be living, right on the doorstep of a cemetery. Well, actually, some people are doing it. Yes, I know you would, Fox. You would 100% live on a cemetery. You would live in the church that was attached to the cemetery if it was possible, wouldn't you?
I'd be the one born in the fucking cemetery.
Yeah, you would. I was going to say Faye is more scary than E, but E watched VODs, so no, I never said it E. Yeah, but you want to know what the thing is about VODs? You can look at the chat replay with VODs there, so E will also have the chat replay to see you having said it. Have fun with watching this back, E. and do please tell us what the outcome for Jack was, because it's funny. DG says, ew, Fox. Fox is flipping you off. Well, she's flipping me off, but, you know what she's like. I am the conduit between Northerners, apparently. Oh, God. I think I've now instilled the fear of E into Jack. I love the fact that E has not been in this community for all that long, but already is a very fearsome person, and everyone fears her. Well, not everyone, but a lot of people fear her already. Or because, her openly saying that she owns whips and knows how to use them, and gladly will do so. And, second-hand experience from what Jack has to be put through. Oh, but I want to be scary too? Well, you have to win at something first for that to happen. DJ's flipping you off with two hands, Fox.
Be nice. I'll use my...
Thanks for the reminder that you've got weird long toes. Or just one. That's the worst thing, is you've got one really long toe on each foot. It's ridiculously worrying. Oh. Lydia says it must be a northerner thing because she's got long toes as well. Apparently, Lydia, you know the tradition.
I'm going to use our long tool.
When someone asks nicely. You want to use the long toes when someone asks nicely. And Scoo just comes up with incest. I mean, Scoo, you know it's Wincest. Lydia's gotten to a point where she can write and pick things up with her toes. Oh my god, Foxing does as well. See, DJ calls the two of you weird. I just call you differently talented. Ah. Nah. You wincest, you losecest. Nah. Incest is wincest. Along the same lines of dead people don't say no. Oh, God. Alright, you gotta go food shopping. No problem at all, Lydia. Thanks for coming in as long as you did, and have yourself a good time. Well, as much as you can doing food shopping. And see you later.
But that's the way things are. At the very least, we're pioneers, aren't we? Maybe we ought to distract ourselves to lighten up the mood.
Distract yourselves to lighten up the mood? Dude, what do you think is going on in these 8 houses? You know, production of children is up. I think that's the activity that people are using to lighten up the mood. They'd be fucking.
We can erect a number
You just said erect as well. That just...
in our settlement, including, for example, a campfire or a pub. In this situation, however, our best option would probably be to upgrade our town center. Settlers can visit the new town center, and by doing so, increase their confidence for a while.
I mean, in fairness, the current town center is a bus. And the upgraded version is a mounted bus. We just talked about, you know, increasing their confidence, you know, being optimistic, and then dicking, fucking, erecting, and now mounting. They can pick up stuff with my foot as well, but having long toe, that's weird. I mean, I can pick up stuff with my feet. And whenever I do so, I just go, I'm a fucking monkey. Reference to a very, very old meme. Back before memes were called memes. Or actually, no, when memes were starting to be called memes. Of course. Stu comes in with requesting...
Spiritual well-being of our settlers, we ought to attend to their physical health as well.
Right.
Our settlers can get sick from time to time.
This tutorial is quite a long one, but it is involved. So it probably being on the mind that I've been on tutorial for nearly 2 hours now, I think that once I finish the tutorial, that's where I'm going to be ending the stream, because it's a very, very good in-depth look at what the game's like, and it also explains everything as well. Medical facility. Put that nearby. Assign settler to profession medic. Medic! But also, it's going to be... I think the tutorial is also going to do logistician, militia, scout, engineer, irrigator, hunter, herder, cook, miner, researcher, and pubkeeper. So I still think the tutorial's got quite a fair bit left in it. So might be ending the game partway through the tutorial still. Fuck society and consciousness, go back to monkey. I like being conscious though. Need to go to work, but I don't want to work. Oh, sorry to hear that, Sco. But, you know, needs must. No, I don't want to become monkey. You don't have a fucking choice. Jesus Christ. Well, there you have it. E, when you watch this, get the monkey suit for Jack, apparently. I don't make the rules. I just apparently enforce them or, you know, communicate them. I'm getting child death. Oh, no, I'm not. No. My number of children is going down, but my adults are going up. The children are growing up. That is how, yes, that is how aging works. And we just had lost an adult. You know, 2 children just became adults, and then an adult died, and now we lost. Oh, 2 children went down. Oh god. Yeah, I might have been a little bit too premature with that, because now we're losing children and adults. Whoops. See you later, Scoo. Have a good day at work. Growing up is child death, to be honest. I mean, yeah, you're not wrong. I mean, to be fair, it's like I always say, growing old is mandatory, growing up is optional. Build it faster, you bastards. Wait, do I actually have any builders? Yes. You want to survive? You want to survive? You don't have a leg? Use a tail. You know, hang around using a tail. That'll work. Is there a reason why this is not getting built? Needs metal. That would be why. Let's stop you making tools for now. This doesn't have any scrap anymore, does it? Yeah, there's no scrap. Oh, shit. Okay, change field of work. That's more scrap. Ah, there we are. Just a bit further out. That would be why my scrap production has ground to a bit of a halt. Oh no, the metal is being produced very slowly. It just was being consumed elsewhere. Okay, that just needs carbon and cloth. That's fine. Right back. Our bodies work. Sure. Upgrade to the tower? Yes, we can upgrade to that. It doesn't cost any metal either. Awesome. Just waiting for metal to be produced. Sandwich time. Sandwich. We're craving a sandwich now. Fuck. It's fine. Ugh. Oh, stuff's getting taken over to the medical facilities. Doesn't have enough metal yet. Oh god, I just saw this shop and it's updated. Oh my god, he's watching. Hi, E. Okay, I need 6 more metal. Okay, that's not so bad. Take a little while. 12 out of 16 now. There is a monkey suit. He is here. That is perfect. I could not have thought that would be even better. Hello, Malk from E. Hello, E, and welcome. Oh, I'm glad to see your bamboo sling jack already. Oh, now I know that E likes to lurk and watch the streams. Oh, God.
We have ensured the survival of the settlement for a while.
There we go.
Very good work. Since more and more children are being born these days, we should start to plan for the long term.
Okay, so we can unpause you.
While cabins are a good way to get
I have a four-legged bundle of fluff in the house.
they only
Aw.
provide limited
They hear poor Jack playing in my head.
space, lead to people having to live on the street. Allow me to suggest to you that cabins be provided only in a very targeted manner in order to control the population growth of your settlement. Nothing is worse than not having enough resources to provide for everyone. We ought to build a shelter to be able to provide other inhabitants with a roof over their heads too.
So basically, Arthur, my dear boy, Arthur, what you're telling me is that those cabins I built, you've got me creating fuck dens. That's what they are. I've got 8 fuck dens. I approve. Oh my god, my water tower's full already now. Shelter. Oh, that's big.
Didn't realise what I was saying.
Oh my god. Yeah, let's make sure the shelter's just there, so people have to walk past the fuck den to get to a shelter. Stop. Good to know that me getting up close to the microphone bamboozles a lot of people. Not fuck dens, Malk. Love nests. Same thing. So all I need to do is just, that. I think I've got enough materials. Oh, I shouldn't. Probably should pause the use of cloth for a bit. Oh no, I've got lots of cloth. Fucking hell. Oh, it makes Jack do that. Good to know. Oh my god. Oh, I know what I'm gonna do. I have an idea for a new redeem that's going to go live for the next stream. Because now I know that it's a thing. Were you throating the mic? Not quite throating it, no. Just, a command. So I don't know what I'm going to do with the redeem. I'm either going to do it in the thing of the Smeagol says or something like that. So that whatever you type in, I will go up close to the mic and read it out like this. Or alternatively, I could have a redeem for just me doing this for a set amount of time. 5 minutes of up close mic mode.
Very good. Remember that when children grow up, they're going to leave their parents' house and look around for a new place to live.
Talking aggressive cuddle mode. That's the best kind. Jack, I know how to use the whip now, eh? I'm going to say Jack searched it because the only thing that I said about it was it's all in the wrist.
I've already pointed out to you that it could become very dangerous if we were to run out of food at some point.
Dude, I can barely store any more food. I think we're fine for now.
Access to food in their vicinity. A hunting lodge can look for wildlife in the surrounding area to bring a little meat to the menu.
Looks like meat's back on the menu, boys. I just had to. With him saying you bring a little meat to the menu, I just had to do that. Hunting lodge. You should probably go over more towards here because it's forested areas. So there's going to be more wildlife. Assigned settlers to profession hunter. Roe venison produced, wild boar meat produced. I've got to do one or the other, okay. So about then. Hunter. I'm gay, my wrist is useless. Jesus Christ. Fucking hell. Wow. Do you now or do you use Google or lying to me? I'm saying nothing. All I'm saying is that all I said was it's all in the wrist. That was my contribution to the conversation. Because Jack wanted to know. I will test you when I get back. Oh my god. That's a threat. That's a definite threat. Actually, no, that's more of a promise. That sounds a lot more like a promise. Pop quiz. Oh my god, pop quiz. Oh, Jesus Christ. That's crack a whip, but not how to wrap it around something at speed. I don't think I've actually ever used a whip. Well, I've used riding crops and stuff like that, but I've never used an actual, full whip. I wouldn't trust myself with it. I mean, I know how to make a whip crack noise, just, well, kind of. All I know is whoosh. And I also know that the smack the draddy patties noise sounds a little bit like a whip crack, but it's not. Jesus Christ. I was expecting it, but apparently no, I didn't. Okay, change field of work. Over there. Brought one when we were kids. It didn't last long. How many injuries came as a result? Limited resources reached. What can I do with all that then? What can I do with all this excess food that I've got? I
started on a wholesome moment.
Sure. Aww. Glad you still got pictures of him.
No, bless him. I wish I could.
Oh, good God. That still lives on in my mind, rent-free from that one time that you had, you and I had a voice chat. Jesus Christ. Yeah, you did. I just didn't realise it was going to be quite that, to that level. You know what? Oh, it's like... Okay, so production limit. If I increase that... There, that should do it. It does take a bit to learn, as I used to hit myself more times than the actual target. That's why I'm doing a test. Yeah. Yeah, I would not be surprised at all if if injuries came as a result. Came. Oh, there we go. Right. It just takes a while because he's going out hunting. Okay. Me, 1. Him, none. Water bottles, too many to count. Again, we never tried to get fancy. That's probably a good thing. Because, you know, there's the whole thing of the third Indiana Jones movie where he first gets the whip and he tries to, you know, do the whip and it cuts him across the cheek. It's like, you know, like, I appreciate that amount of realism. Like, you know, you're not going to pick up a whip and immediately know how to use it. You're going to, you know, try first and you probably hurt yourself. Wait, what the fuck's this? Oh, that's my ruins gallery thing. Oh, it's an old telegraph pole. What is it? Ah, let's wrap it up. I've got almost the amounts I need of resin boar meat. Right, so I just need to up my production.
Perfect. The hunting lodge equally provides us directly with food, but it functions somewhat irregularly.
What?
Because it relies on wildlife in the surrounding area. Nevertheless, it can be.
Have you found a very old picture of yourself?
Because
I
even
have
the
found a
deer and wild boar still
with
roam around the forest.
rocket shit cake that my mum tried to make.
Oh
I
my
kinda
god,
saw
it looks like a penis, doesn't
I
it?
can't show the stream because it is literally, you know, that.
That's a dick.
And she knew it was a dick.
That's a dick wrapped up with blue string as well. Oh my Christ.
Also, look how much I look like.
Is that your mum?
That's my mum, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that resemblance is kind of scary.
If I had the short hair.
Yeah. That is actually really scary how much you resemble her.
Price. Sorry, people, I've charged up an old phone and one that should be like majestic.
Oh,
I've got all of this stuff.
good. I'm glad it works. I thought it was an iPod. I honestly thought that was one of those iPod touches, not a iPhone. Yeah. Depends on how much battery it holds. Oh god, oh no, you need to get an iTunes account and sync it with iTunes. Oh no. I remember doing that with my iPod. That was just a pain in the fucking ass, dealing with iTunes. Smurf PP. No, this thing was big. In fairness, it looked like the coloration of a Smurf hat. It was just, you know, gigantic. Across the ground first, and then simple learn how it behaves with simple motions, then try whatever you feel safe with. Yeah. Anyway, he's going back to yes work. Yes, bye.
However, wild animals can not only be shot, they can be captured too. When a wild animal has been captured, it can be brought to a pasture and served there as livestock. In order to capture wild animals, you have to instruct your hunter to do this. You also ought to set up a pasture and assign a herder.
A lot of stuff in this. This game is really deeply involved, and my settlement is getting really crowded because, you know, remember it was just that at first, and now we've got all this. Look at that! Look how expansive the settlement is. Right, reset your hunting lodge to the capture option. Okay. Oh god no. Oh, I see. Capture. Make a pasture. Oh, that's a big un. It makes sense, but it's a big un. Okay, let's just pop it out there. Assign status to profession herder. Herder, better than you are. Think you're calling it here, have fun. No problem at all, Wigrin. Thanks very much for coming in as long as you did. I'll see you later. Thanks for coming in as long as... I already said that. Have yourself a good rest of your day. Assign a type of animal to your pasture as soon as your hunter has captured an animal. Okay. Well. You say for a joke, but yeah, I need to get no problem at all, Lee. Thanks for coming in as long as you did, and I'll see you later. Back to work, God, I can't time to say. It's fine, E. We know you've got other things on your mind. Let's just say, let's just, yeah. Force the autosave to go through. Nice when they, you know, when they warn you of an autosave incoming, you can choose just to say, yeah, just use it, just do it. Choose type of animal. Okay. So I've just got to wait for the hunter to actually capture something. There are deer nearby. That's probably what I'm going to get in the pasture. Did you know there's a way of preparing milk whereby you throw it past someone? Because, you know, it goes pasteurized. That's in the same vein of what happens when you put a piece of lettuce in front of a chicken's face. Chicken sees a salad. I got a road here. There we go.
Animals captured by a hunter are brought to a pasture.
Help being attacked by a kitten.
And cared
Ow.
for by her.
Ah.
Some animals produce resources such
Worth
as
it.
milk or eggs.
Worth being moistened.
Can only be slaughtered to eat. You ought to find out for yourself which type of animal brings you which benefit. On each pasture, you can choose which type of animal ought to be kept there.
Okay.
You must provide water for the animals you keep on your pasture. This enables them to survive and reproduce. When enough animals are fully grown, the herder will start to slaughter them. If you don't want animals to be slaughtered, you can also instruct the herder not to do so.
So an ASL sign for milk is squeezing out. If you move it across your face, it's pasteurized milk. Yeah, I remember that. I remember that's actually the thing. It's like, it's that or it's that. Oh my gosh, I know, right? You want to know what the best thing is as well? The two words that I know in British Sign Language is castration, which is... and bullshit, which is... oh, just one hand. There. Thank you for the hydration reminder, Jack. I love that. Same. I know a bit of more of British Sign Language. I know how to. Oh yeah, that's something I completely forgot when I was saying about the different ways I know to say how to say I love you. Is I know how to say in British Sign Language. It might be the same as ASL, but I know it's in BSL.
Now your herders know how they ought to handle the animals. And now that you've already captured several animals, don't forget to instruct your hunters to hunt animals.
Sarah's being an attention monger.
So
Yeah.
that they can continue
Meanwhile, I know Turtle and I like you.
food.
Turtle. In BSL, it's I love you. That might actually be ASL.
With our increased production, our stockpile is going to run out soon. The supply routes for our production buildings are getting longer and longer too. To tackle these problems, you ought to build a temporary storeroom and have roads laid out.
Roads? That's the short version? Fair. One day I'd actually like to know ASL. Same, honestly. I do want to learn it. I know yes, no, and thank you in sign language. See, I don't. I know. I've seen both in Combination of the phone being of ILY. Ah, right. Yeah, like I've seen ASL used a lot more than I have seen BSL used. So what I know is probably, different. Or it could even be baby sign. That's the problem. Which reminds me. So Scoo will know. Scoo will know this because this is how Scoo and I actually met. But when I was part of the role-playing organisation, I had a Vampire the Masquerade character who was of the Gangrel clan. And one of the things that Gangrel can usually do is shapeshift into an animal, take on animal form. My animal form was a raccoon. And he would spend most of his time in raccoon form, in which case, he actually got referred to as King Trash Panda because of it. And because, if someone had the power of animalism, they could communicate with him. If they didn't, then all he could do was chirp at them. So he learned baby sign as a raccoon, so that he would be able to basically sit on a table and use his tiny little hands and tiny little paws to baby sign. It's like, what do you do? What's he doing? It's like, you can recognize that as being baby sign. Like, oh my good god, like he's communicating. And the even better thing is that when you get to a certain level of Protean, which is the name of the discipline for animal form, and Celerity, which is the name of the discipline for advanced speed, you can combine those into a technique. And I cannot remember what... the technique is called Animal Swarm, which basically, when you take animal form, you can split yourself into as many copies of that animal as you have points in Celerity. So I had 4 points of celerity when I learned this technique. So I just turned up to it. I just turned up to a game with, with this active. So there was me and 3 other copies of me in raccoon form. So when I did that, the leader of the local area, because, was very familiar with the fact that I came to game in raccoon form and embraced it, just looked over to me and said, "Please explain to me why there are 4 of you now." I was like, I died, like, bamboozled the leader. I was like, "Please explain why there are 4 of you."
Settlement's general storage.
That's what I noticed from when I worked in the group home, had non-verbal class. Fair. Trash kitties. That would be possums. Trash puppy?
Roads are equally a great benefit because
I don't know what trash puppy is. But yeah, from what I see of how people have them as pets, yeah, trash puppies works. Best character there ever was. I adored him. His name is Jedrick. Like, the way that they work is you usually have a fight form and you have a flight form. My flight form was, unoriginally, it was a crow, but my fight form was a raccoon, because they basically said the only thing that you need to justify being a fight form is it needs to be a meat eater. I looked up raccoons. They do eat meat. It's like, does this match your the justification to the storyteller? I was like, yeah, that works. Like, awesome. My fight form is a raccoon. And the best thing, I had an advanced Protean technique I've just remembered, where you could become a werewolf type of your fight form. So whenever I wanted, if I was going to go into a combat situation, I would become a 9-foot tall raccoon. And they're like, this is why I'm called King Trash Panda. I miss that character so much. That was the very definition of a joke character where the concept became so much more. Oh, God. I'm running out of space, my dude.
Besides being an enormous stockpile for resources that is even able to store water, the market is responsible for distributing resources within your settlement.
I'm not going to finish the tutorial. I am not going to finish the tutorial. Don't get me wrong, I really like how in-depth the tutorial is, but I am not finishing it this stream. That's huge! I've got nowhere to put it. I've got nowhere to put that market. It'd be so out of the way if I put it anywhere. You know what, it's going to snuggle up right there. Right there. Be fine. Fine. Assigned the status professional logistician. There. Oh my. Don't go back to work. I just want to ditch down. I'm tired. Oh, sorry to hear that, Faye. Thanks for coming along as long as you did, and I hope the rest of your workday goes as swiftly as possible. I mean, knowing you're probably going to be lurking for the rest of the stream, which is only going to be going on for 20 minutes or so. But still, I hope work passes as swiftly as possible. See, I gotta love the fact that I haven't actually encountered radiation properly yet. I just had to clear some radiation away to build part of the fuck den. I've not actually encountered radiation properly yet.
Logisticians are able to amass resources from the whole settlement.
Yes, there's a fist doing knock on the door sign with your wrist, not your arm. No is two fingers, middle from one hand to your chin. He goes away from your chin, and thanks you is fingers from one hand, but your thumb is to your palm of your hand to your chin and going away from your chin. As a sign language I got taught. I hope that's clear to people. So yes is not knocking on the door sign with your wrist, not your arm. So yes. No is two fingers from one hand at your chin. So no. And thank you is your fingers from one hand, but your thumb is to your palm of your hand, to your chin and going away. Okay. Yeah. If those movements I just did were correct, then yeah, that's clear enough.
Your settlement gets, the farther some settlers have to travel to get to all of the food you produce. To make life a little easier,
Goes all right. Awesome.
you can build
Yeah.
a food
So
station.
yeah, that's where I'm completely fine. Explanations.
We'll collect food
Yes, the same ASAL. No is those two fingers, but then touching your thumb like a bird chirping. So,
station.
and thank you is similar, but thumb doesn't have to be behind. So thank you is just that. So. That's confusing. So American sign language, thank you is that. British sign language is that. There. Right, food station. There we are. I could put that right in the middle there. Another one to logistician. Excuse me.
With the new food station, your settlers are now able to supply themselves with food directly on site.
Oh, I don't need to bring the touchpad thing up to do that. Oh no, I see. I see. Okay. So I don't need to press the touchpad to actually activate those things. It just shows it if I do. So if we have it like that and use the left and right D-pad thing, it actually changes the flow of the game. If I press R1, it changes it to display. Gotcha.
Distributing food at your settlement is going to prove to be extremely practical. However, your settlers not only need food to survive, they need water too. To be able to distribute water in a targeted manner, you can build a water point.
Water point. Well, I don't see any reason why I can't build a water point next to the food point. Actually, I'll do it so it's, not quite as, up close to the fuck den. They've got their own troubles getting wet. They don't need a water station on their doorstep. And I need another logistician. I've still got... pub keeper, researcher, miner, cook, irrigator, militia, scout, and engineer to go for. This tutorial is nowhere near over, unless those are for the DLC additional stuff. I've got no problem with it. I like how in depth the tutorial is. It's not leaving you like hanging for anything. It is being very thorough with it. A lot of buttons making the game easier. Yeah, it shows that they have actually taken their game that was initially released for PC and they've thought about it for console. They've actually made the console UI really nice and accessible and actually work, rather than just saying, you know, oh yeah, all these buttons, yeah, just map them to controller anyway, which you see a lot. Like one of the early Command & Conquer games, I think it was Command & Conquer 3 for the Xbox 360, really shows that sometimes PC to console ports do not take the control system into account. And then again, it also can be vice versa. Like, I've seen some games which are made for controller, ported to PC, and you look at the control system and you go, why? Biggest explanation I can think of would be Dark Souls. If you look at the default keybinds for Dark Souls on PC, my good god, what the fuck were they thinking? Will there be another stream on this game? Quite possibly, yes. Like, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the game significantly, so what I'll probably do is when I do another stream of this, is I will not do... I won't do the rest of the tutorial. If I do another stream on this, I always do some of the scenarios and, you know, tackle that, you know, the actual content of the game properly.
Since we have our logistics under control, now we can concern ourselves with the weather and its challenges.
But the weather stuff to do now is the weather station.
Enable us to make a forecast regarding upcoming weather and learn if potentially contaminated rain might be coming our way. It can also be used to prepare our crops and rainwater collectors we might have against contaminated rain by covering them.
Disco's probably good for controls moving. Yes. Yes, Disco. So basically, when it's a role-playing game like that, what they will do is, rather than having it point and click on the mouse, you will have it assigned to just moving with the analog stick. Like Torment Titan Numenera does that as well. Weather station. That is kind of huge. I think actually it should go out there, because if it's supposed to be protecting my crops, then it should be there. Yeah, then that protects the crops here and should also protect the water gathering stuff in the towers. You know what, those should probably... active. Filtration, production limit. I think that's just changing anything. Oh, I should probably put this back to hunting. Yeah. Probably left that on for too long.
Very good. Now that we know what sort of weather awaits us and how we can protect ourselves against contaminated rain by covering our crops and rainwater collectors, we ought to attend to collecting the rain we want. Rain not only humidifies the soil, it can also be automatically collected via rainwater collectors to generate a steady flow of additional water. Since we've already built our weather station, we're able to decide what kind of circumstances would make us want to cover our rain collectors.
Okay. I need to make a rain collector now. size-wise anyway. Not so sure that they're going to want it next to the fuck dens. I think I'm supposed to actually put this shit. There, that'll do. Although I should probably move this. Gathering wood. I mean, to be fair, yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on, but it's getting a bit cluttered. Do that then. Oh, need to move this as well, I think. Change field of work. I know that there's a good one over here. There we are. Move over there.
Forget that our settlers might get sick if we distribute water contaminated with radiation at our settlement, even if they're wearing protective clothing. We should make sure that the collected water is as purified as possible.
Okay.
We can have our crops covered to shield our seedlings against radiation. But once they've been covered, naturally they won't be irrigated with rain anymore. To rectify
Here's the irrigation tutorial.
an irrigation plant that is able to artificially regulate soil humidification. Place this building with care, because it is only going to irrigate the soil within its impact radius.
Okay. And covering. Let's see. Oh, alright, I see. Okay, so I do building covering, so it's only going to be at the risk of high radiation. No, it's a medium and high. Okay, irrigation point. Blood. Oh, God, thank fuck, it's small. Fuck, that's a small thing. And give myself an irrigator. Yeah. Actually, that is a... going to save. Get in there. Yes. Jesus Christ. I can't seem to quit. Oh well. Well, I did save, so there's that at least. So, yeah, that's why I'm going to be ending things today, because I think that was a very good ending point. That was good. That was a really good game. I really enjoyed that. As not what I was expecting it would be. Not a bad way. Not in a bad way at all. I was expecting it to be a little bit more like Frostpunk. But it's not. It's more like... It is more like Age of Empires or something similar to that, but on survival mode. And I do like that. I do like the fact that there is... well, at that point in the tutorial, there's no external pressure. And I like the fact that with the survival mode and with the scenarios, you can very much configure the sort of experience you want to have with the game. So I really like that. And yes, the tutorial did take the entire length of the stream, and there's still more after it. But it was in depth. It was telling you about how everything works in the game, and there is a lot. There's a lot in that game. But the way that it was giving it to you via the tutorial was very nice and staggered and step by step. So it actually felt like it wasn't information overload. So yes, there's a lot of stuff in it, but you do have a tutorial, and you also have smaller tutorials as well to bolt on, which focus on it, so it helps you learn everything at a nice, gentle, relaxed pace. So that's very good. A lot of times, a lot of these games can just keep throwing and piling on mechanics on you, and it's very easy to get lost. And that can be overwhelming and really... Sorry, I'm going to move this because it helps me talk properly and at a more acceptable volume. Because I don't have the sound bubble thing Because if I'm not listening to any sounds, then what's the point? Yeah, it can easily be overwhelming and make it feel like you're struggling to even stay on even kilter. Now, obviously, there's going to be secure scenarios that are more geared towards that, make you think you are actually fighting for your survival, and from there's going to be scenarios which are going to be like you are really having to push your skills to the limit, build the things that are most efficient in the best way possible and get the layout just right. But there's also going to be things that are more relaxed for if you just want to just take in the game and that. Honestly, I cannot think of anything that's would be at fault of that. I really wouldn't. The only thing that I would say is the downside is the UI scaling. Like, it could do with being able to be scaled up a bit more. But with all the information that's on the screen, I can see why they didn't have that as much of an option. It's just the problem is that the UI can be a bit small. Again, like I said, I don't know if that's a different thing on the PC, because usually with those kind of things on PC, they will already be implemented. PCs generally have a lot more flexibility when it comes to the graphics and the appearance of something. Also, the PC version has been out for a lot longer, because this has only just come out on console. This is this is the debut, like yesterday. Yesterday, when they offered me the key, was the debut of this game on console. So this game is brand new for consoles. So I think they'll be looking at things like this and looking into feedback. So we think that we've made the best console version as possible, but we're still looking for feedback and how things work. And honestly, this is a very good console version of an existing PC game, and it does not at all feel like it's a port or just a carbon copy. That game had a lot of depth. The graphics in it were amazing. It was structured in such a way that it's not just a survival thing. It's not just, you're surviving the harsh wastelands, which is what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be more like Frostpunk, as in, you just need to get through the situation you're in. No, that is definitely much more of a, this has happened, we need to start rebuilding society. And everything you do has an impact on everything else you're doing. And I like that. It's a very, very good game, very in-depth, but also provided to you at the same, at a nice relaxed pace, or at the pace that you choose. I really like it. I really like the way that they approached it. So most likely I will be doing another stream on this, actually going into the scenarios, into the survival mode, into the actual gameplay outside the tutorials, where I won't have my hand being held, and see how that goes. So I'm interested to see what some of the scenarios are in the game, what it offers you. I didn't even get to touch on stuff, research and raiders. I got close to that, but that will be probably before I'm coming in later on. Epic Games Store is apparently going to be a Frostpunk 2. Ooh, nice. I haven't even played the DLC for Frostpunk. I've never even installed Frostpunk. I own it. And when I've got a better PC over in the US, I will do a stream series on it, or some streams on it. Don't know if it'll be a series or not. Which will basically be how not to survive the apocalypse, because I know that I will fail magnificently at Frostpunk. Resource management is not always my forte. It's really not. As you probably saw there from having resources go all higgledy-piggledy. Oh god, I'm glad he is working, because he'll be in all the hype. She'll be able to see this summary and the gameplay a lot more when she watches the VOD. But yeah, this was good. I really enjoyed this. This was a massive change of pace from what I usually play and what I usually stream, and it's not a bad thing. I'm not usually the sort of person who goes to these kind of games either, because usually there'll be an aspect of it that I don't like. There'll be too much pressure. There's too much of a time constraint, or the introduction of hostilities makes it very unplayable for me very quickly. But no, this actually held me for the entire time I was at it, and I'd like to play more of this. I would actually like to see more of it. So yeah, definitely happy with that. Definitely happy that I got the opportunity to produce some content on it and cover it. So thank you very much to Assemble GmbH for providing the key, and also thank you to Gently Mad Studios for actually making this. This is really good. I really liked it. So yeah, I would highly recommend that you go and check the game out for yourselves. It is Endzone: A World Apart. It is on Steam at the moment. It has been released for a few years now on Steam, I believe, but it has just come out on console. So if you like the look of it on console, or maybe you're more restricted to console, definitely give this a go. From what I can see, it is only on current gen consoles. And when I say current gen, I do mean Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5, not PlayStation 4 and I actually don't know which one. Xbox One, is it? Yeah, it's Xbox One. So yeah, so it's not on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One as far as I'm aware. It's only Xbox Series X/S and PS5. But as you can see, I think it's well worth it. Definitely is. So yeah, thank you all very much for coming along, for your support. It's all greatly appreciated. I love doing these indie showcase streams. I really do. I love showing off indie games. I love helping promote them. Also in that vein, it's Lacuna's 1-year anniversary today. Go check that game out. That's another amazing indie game that I've covered before. I've actually covered it so much so that there is a full playthrough of it over 3 streams I did on my YouTube under the indie showcase stream playlist. So yeah, and also for Jack, also for you as well, Lee, if you are interested in that. You can find my YouTube channel, which is Malk on YouTube, and it's got all of my streams on there, every single one of them, apart from the first 3, maybe 4 SCP streams and my very first stream of Doom Eternal, because Doom Eternal was the thing that I debuted with, and I did not have Twitch set up to hold on to the VODs initially, so I didn't get the VOD from the very first Doom Eternal stream. So the very first one is actually my second stream of Doom Eternal. But yeah, so yeah, even though the YouTube link there points to Reaper 771, if you search up Malkaya on YouTube, it will return that as well. So yeah, feel free to go there and have a look at any of the past streams I've done. And you know, I would say do the whole like and subscribe thing, but I'm not a YouTuber. I don't mind how little or much sight my YouTube channels gets. It's literally it functions as a very comprehensive stream archive. So yeah. Next stream for me is going to be Saturday at 4 PM BST, where I will be streaming. I don't know. If the wiki dot comes up again before then, it will be the SCP stream. If not, it will be depending on if I can secure the assistance of someone else. I'm keeping that intentionally vague. If I can't, then I will find something to stream. If I can, then you're in for a surprise and in for a treat. After that, whatever I do for the first time on Saturday, after that will be Deep Rock Galactic with Tyr and Pokey. As I've mentioned, is not there for the weekend. After that, on Sunday, will be Deep Rock Galactic at 4 PM BST with Tyr and Pokey. And after that will be my art stream at 1 AM. And then it all repeats again weekly. Then we're a sub to you on YouTube. Nice. Awesome. I'm glad. Thank you very much for the sub. And I hope that you have many, many hours of enjoyment of watching my previous stream content. Whether it be watching me rage quit certain games or watching me get through them. Or just quitting them. Oh god. There have been a fair few games I've just quit because I just got bored. Endzone's not on Switch, only PlayStation, Xbox. Yeah. I did have a feeling it wouldn't be on Switch. Like, that game honestly does not seem like it would translate well to Switch because of the control layout. To be fair, no, I think it would be limited, because if you look at the Switch, it usually is limited to what will still work on the Switch Lite. And I do not see that game working on the Switch Lite. I don't think the UI would fit. The UI is too big for the Switch Lite, I believe. Yeah, control-wise, yes, the Switch Lite can handle it. And hardware-wise, it can handle it. But the Switch Lite, its display would not be able to handle the scale of that, just because everything would be too small or too cluttered, and it wouldn't work as well. So I can see why it's not on Switch. I don't think they probably won't plan to bring it to Switch. They might. I don't see it working well for the Switch Lite. They might surprise you. Who knows? But yeah, so until next time, thank you all very much for coming along again, for your support. It's all greatly appreciated, regardless of which way you've chosen to show it. I will just check if there's someone I can throw you at. I don't believe there is. Nope. Oh, never mind. There usually isn't. So yeah, until next time, hope you have yourselves a good rest of your day, good evening, a good night, a good morning, or good afternoon. Until next time, though, stay safe, stay amazing, and see you later. Bye.